Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am up with Heather's Crafty Life's first sketch that she has created, and she posted this on Facebook and I thought it looked fun. So I'm going to go ahead and use this sketch, and I'm going to use this photo from our 2016 girls only trip to Disney. Now this is not going to be the title page, but this is going to be the first page of the album because this is us on the airplane. Alright, I've pulled out some products. I got some vellum, a doily, these thickers called Skylar, some KI Memories border stickers, some Echo Park paper, some more Echo Park paper, and some black cardstock. And I am using my Rediscover Your Stash kit along with some goodies that I'm pulling from my regular stash because this album has a color scheme and I want to keep with it. Alright guys, let's see what I can do. Alright guys, pardon my apologies at the beginning if you hear a little bit of background music. My girls are watching Phantom of the Opera. Okay, so what I decided to do was make this sketch my own just a little bit and go ahead and have a black border around the page. And I had this black and white paper in my Rediscover Your kit, my Rediscover Your Stash kit, rather, and I had cut a section out of it, so I needed to do some creative cutting to get it to go across the entire page. I also had this pink paper in my Rediscover Your Stash kit, so I knew that I could just use that across the divide and nobody would ever know that that wasn't a whole sheet of black and white paper under there. Now I did mount my photo on some vellum. I'm finding that I'm really liking that lately. It's something that I haven't done a whole lot in the past, but I'm really enjoying it right now. And I had a moment where I was going to pull in teal. But I decided, no, I was going to use this for one of Christina's challenges, and this was going to be black and white with a pop of color. So I was like, no teal. Now later on, I think about bringing in the teal again, and it doesn't make it. So I don't know why I was struggling to keep this just black and white and pink, but, you know, that's what happened. The color scheme of this Disney girls trip is going to be black, white, pink, and teal, so there's going to be pages where there's and then like pops of other color interspersed throughout, so it's not just going to be those colors, but there will be pages that won't have any pink on it, there'll be pages that won't have any black on it, there'll be pages that won't have any white on it, and obviously here's a page that doesn't have any teal on it. So I went around in my stash, and at first I was going to use some twine, and then I was going to use some lace, and then I found this pleathery stuff, and I think this stuff came from the Target dollar spot at the end of Halloween last year. I got a bunch of trimmings from there last year. I believe that's where it came from, and I really like it, and it does what I want to do without using a border sticker or my punch, which is normally what I go to. My go-to is a scallop. And then also I have this smaller doily. I don't have any of the huge doilies that are out there. I need to definitely order some because the doily in the photo was definitely a very large doily, and I only had this medium-sized doily, so I had to make it work. And I knew all along that I was going to use this Girl Squad title for this trip because it was a girls only trip, and I pulled out these old Making Memories. Now that's a blast from the past. Acetate pieces, and they're pink, red, black, white, or clear rather, and some of them have glitter. And I had used these years and years ago for an album that was all in black, white, pink, gray, and cream. And I really enjoyed making that album. So these were the leftovers. I'd also gone and pulled some flowers, and then I had pulled these Take Me Away die cuts from Pink Paisley that I have that I've never even opened. And I was thinking that, here's where I saw those florals, and I was thinking I could add these in around the page, and it would soften it a little bit, and I would just bring in the teal aqua color. However, it doesn't happen. It doesn't make it, and I accidentally sling the die cuts across the desk. Things happen. So I decide not to use those florals, but not right now, not at this moment. At this moment, I think I'm still going to use them. I think I'm going to be layering some tags, and I really think that I'm going to use a lot of die cuts out of this die cut pack, but that is not to be at all. I think I end up using two. One's a little tab, and one is a tag that I cut off that you don't even know it's a tag. So back to the layout. And I'm just kind of messing around, and then I pulled out these and I put them up on the shelf above where I'm scrapbooking right now, and conveniently forgot about them. They are from American Crafts, and I don't know if anybody remembers back a while ago for American Crafts, they used to have those plastic jars, and they would have felt flowers, and these were pleather, and they had chipboard, and they had a bunch of shapes. They had ones with stars, they had ones with like airplanes and palm trees. I loved those little embellishment packs from American Crafts, and man, I wish they still made them, because I certainly love them. And I've definitely got to use these black and white ones. They're called Townhouse, and I'll be using that for this Disney album. This Disney album isn't going to be like seriously themed Disney, like our family trip albums are. This is just going to be maybe Disney-esque. But anyway, okay, so I'm messing around, and I think I'm going to use that acetate doily with those flowers that are sitting up there, but that doesn't happen. And this top place where I'm putting this border is going to be that zigzag pattern, and that's a glitter strip from KI Memories. And if you've seen, I don't know, a couple videos ago, I had an epiphany that these border strips weren't just thick, they were actually adhesive, and you just had to pull off the backing. Well, I pulled off the backing, and the adhesive was practically non-existent, so I had to add some to it anyway. For a moment there, I was thinking about putting a white border strip across the top from a very old Creative Memories sticker sheet, but I felt like it kind of blended in, and I definitely wanted that division, so I decided to go with the black. Now, I went and pulled this chalkboard sticker, and I believe it's from My Mind's Eye, and it's a banner. And there's definitely a banner on the sketch, and it's a fishtail banner. However, I wanted to do a little bit something different. I wanted to use up some stuff that's been in my stash for a while, so I decided to go with this guy. However, he didn't really stretch all the way across the photo where I wanted him to, so I just cut him in half and tucked him in between the photo and the vellum just to give it another little layer. Like, I want you to be able to look at the photo and not really know which layer goes where, like, immediately. So it's not going to be, like, one on top of the other layers. They're kind of, like, mixed in together, and it just looks like one cohesive element on the page, and it's not just, like, slap a layer, slap a layer, slap a layer. Does that make sense? Okay. So sorry, guys, that this page is really down low. You're not really missing anything horrible right now. So I'm messing around again with these die cuts, and I also pulled out this banner, and that's from a Recollections thing, and I'm just throwing that off to the side because I'm not convinced that I'm adding the gold yet, but I might. I don't end up adding the gold, but at this point I was thinking I just might do it. So here is where I'm going to layer up that tag. It says #LoveYa. And there is another one of those Making Memories acetate pieces, and I'm going to mess around with this for a few minutes. I want those letters, I want the ya on Love Ya to be nestled in between, kind of like the petals. So I get it to a place where I really like it, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I'm liking this. And then I'm just kind of like looking around and doing little pieces and just, you know, trying to make the little bits around the photo finished. There are some times when, you know, you scrapbook a page and you can be finished. And then there are times where you just want to keep adding little bits and little bits. And this is one of those times where I wanted to keep adding little bits, but I kind of ran out of little bits. So, yeah. But what I did do was I had actually just received my Freckled Fawn September kit in the mail yesterday. And they've decided to make every September their black and white kit. So I had all these black and white embellishments. And these star and heart puffy stickers are one of my favorite things that come in the Freckled Fawn embellishment kits. I've had them in different colors before. And they're just a nice puffy sticker, and they're sturdy, and I just really like them. So I knew I wanted to pull those out. There was some other stuff in the Freckled Fawn kit too that I didn't think would go great on this layout, but I definitely wanted to do it. And now as I'm sitting here talking about this layout, I'm realizing I wanted to pull out those little enamel triangles that came in the kit and put them on the page. But you know what? I think the page is good. I'm good with how the page is. So I'm not going to go back and add the little triangles. I'm good with it. Okay, so I'm just inking the edges where I cut the pieces that were hanging off the page. And here I'm just kind of trying to get everything in just the right place. And do you ever do that when you're scrapbooking? Like you put something down, you're like, yeah, I like that. And then when you go to put it back, you're like, that's not exactly where it was. It's not, I can't, like, why isn't it going back exactly where it was? And this was one of those moments for me. I was definitely frustrated because I couldn't get the pieces to go exactly where I wanted. I could see it in my head, but it just wasn't happening on the page. And that can be super, super frustrating. So I'm just messing around, and because I do want to follow the sketch, I do want to make it my own a little bit, which I feel like I have. But I want it more around the photo because that doily in the sketch goes all the way around the photo, and there's exciting, to me that means there's something exciting around the photo all the way around. So I felt like I needed to add little bits and pieces just so I could have that excitement all the way around the photo. So I mess around with the acetate pieces a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out, and I'm like, I know I need something to go right here, maybe a heart, maybe a label, maybe something. So I do find a heart and a label, and it's going to be a pink heart, and I believe that came from crepe paper, and the labels are just some, I think they're like a chalkboard, but the shiny chalkboard label stickers, and they came from Recollections at Michael's. Oh, I forgot about this little guy. At first I tried to use this Freckled Fawn pink tag with the heart on it, but that guy's going to come off, and I'm not going to use him. Now, I actually can't believe I was even thinking about putting that bracket on the page by the title that I just threw off to the side. I would say about 10 years ago, I loathed brackets. Like, I hated them. They drove me nuts. It was right when brackets were coming out really big into scrapbooking, and everybody was jumping on the bandwagon, and brackets were everywhere, and oh man, it drove me freaking nuts. Like, I just hated the brackets. And I was in a scrapbook group at the time, on an old MSN group, so this was a long time ago, guys, and we used to make tags for each other, not scrapbooking tags, but digital tags, and this one gal made me a no brackets signature tag. So that was pretty awesome. There you go. There's a little throwback moment for you. So I pull out the Tim Holtz word phrases here, and I'm just finding something good. And I find, and so the adventure begins. And I figured that this was a good word phrase because we are on the airplane flying down over to Disney. So it fit perfectly, right? And I'm looking for another one because I want some word stickers over by that heart because I do have Love Ya up at the top. I have the words now over by the title, and I wanted words in a third place, so just over here by the heart. And I've picked out Love You. And then I looked down and I realized that it says Love Ya right at the top, and I can't have Love Ya and Love You because that would just drive me nuts. And I go find another phrase. And here's where that black label sticker comes in. And I've had trouble placing these black label stickers underneath of other layers before. So I actually left a little bit of the clear plastic backing to it and just shoved it under the photo, and nobody would even know that part of the backing is still on that sticker unless they watch this video and then look at the album and see that page. So if for some reason you're ever scrolling through my scrapbook albums, you will know that there's a little bit of sticker backing right there. So I do find a phrase that I'm happy with, and then I decide to grab some of these Bella Boulevard big enamel dots, and these are in my kit that I'm using, and I'm going to move these around the page and tuck some of those huge ones underneath just so you're getting a little pop of the shiny enamel color. Alright guys, that's about it for this scrapbook layout. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe or give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and thanks to Heather's Crafty Life for creating this sketch for us to use. Alright guys, have a great week. Bye.